This is the end of August 2023, and as you can see, these Paulownia are definitely growing. And that despite the fact that this isn't an ideal situation for them. It's around 10:30 now and the sun is well up in the sky. However, half an hour to an hour ago, those down here were in full shade. A question I'm asked occasionally is, how do Paulownia stand up to strong winds? And what I'd say is, surprisingly well. In fact, astonishingly well. We've had some pretty severe gales in the last few weeks, and yes, I'm now quite sheltered and protected, even though these have got huge leaves and none of them are actually down. There's one down here where a lower branch with a huge amount of lush leaves has broken off, but other than that, they're all absolutely fine. Another not ideal situation I have here for growing Paulownia and trees in general is next to my driveway. There's probably only about maybe 12-18 inches of topsoil before bedrock, and yet, as you can see, some of these Paulownia are thriving with, despite the lateness of the season, fabulously healthy and vigorous new growth. The only issue that I've had so far this year, as you can see from the in picture, is slugs, and that was about a week, 10 days ago when I took that photo, though even earlier on in the year I had the feeling, I noticed that something was chewing off the new growth, and I'm now convinced it was slugs, or these would be further ahead. It's not just been me. A customer came back to me and said the Paulownia they bought were doing great, and then they went away on holiday for a week or so and came back and the slugs had dined out on them, so to speak. These are Nordmax in this row, and yeah, huge fan of Nordmax. I think they're going to be the best growers here for me. One thing I would say in terms of growth rates is I'm not getting 3 metres a year. I'm perhaps getting a metre and a half a year. But then I'm not pruning these. So if you were to take off this shoot here, which is easily a metre long, and that shoot there, which is easily a metre long, and also this side shoot here, which again is probably getting on for a metre long now with fabulously healthy growth, then the main shoot, if you add up all those metres, that would be 3 of them. So say I got half of that on top of the metre plus the main shoot has done, so that would be getting on for 2.5-3 metres a year. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that these are living up to the expectations in terms of growth rates that Paulownia have, i.e. 3 metres a year. Another factor for Paulownia in terms of growth rates is they need to get a couple of years in the ground before they establish a root system, and it's actually quite noticeable in the last month or so these have put on a growth spurt, and the foliage and the new growth is particularly vigorous and healthy. I am very pleased. These are the Nordmax, a hybrid. And some of these are really starting to shoot up. Paulownia as well. Really just terrific, fabulously healthy, vigorous new growth. It is evident that those that are shaded by the hedgerow there have much less foliage, are growing less vigorously. So as I say, this isn't an ideal spot for growing Paulownia, but nonetheless, they really are starting to take off now. When do I recommend you plant Paulownia trees? Any time of year. I don't think it makes any difference. Let them decide when they're going to put on new top growth and when they're going to put their energies into growing roots. I planted these in October last year. It looks like the slugs have had a go at that one, or the butterflies or something's been dining on it. This one here is a bit slower, but fabulously healthy, vigorous new growth now. As I say, let them decide when they want to put out foliage growth or when they want to put their energies into growing roots. These elongata I planted in July this year, and as you can see, really shaded, even though this is coming up for 11 in the morning now. They're a mixed bunch, I have to say, but that's not uncommon. These are seed-grown plants. They're not clones. And I think, as I say, some of them have definitely either been ravaged by caterpillars or slugs. Anyways, July, October, I think some of these were July, end of July, August, September for the first plantings. Those in full sun, some of them are doing well. But don't expect too much from your Paulownia in the first year or so. As I say, it really has taken a couple of years before these have started to show signs of the vigorous, exceptional growth that Paulownia are renowned for. I have good stock of all the varieties of Paulownia I'm currently selling. Tomentosa, Nordmax, Paulownia, Shantong and elongata. I can just about get these in the cardboard boxes that I ship my Paulownia in. However, if they get much bigger, then what I do is I stool them, and that makes no difference to Paulownia. All you really want is a good, healthy, vigorous root system, and as you can see by these elongata that I stooled maybe about 4 or 6 weeks ago, they're coming out with good, healthy new growth again. Fabulous. I am pleased. Good luck.